I set out to create a kit for all the things I love to do in ham radio when I'm out in the field, and I'm trying to make it as small as possible. Let me show you what I got. Hey guys, I'm Kevin and this is Comms by Kemp Outside, where your inside source for outdoor comms. Well, I've really been getting into HF and I've been getting into POTA. I really enjoy it. And you know, guys, I was a ham radio operator for 30 years and never operated HF. I was primarily a VHF, UHF guy, but Parks on the Air has really sparked my love for outdoor comms on HF, right? And so I have wanted to build something that was really small, really portable, really easy to get me out there, but also has everything I need for what I want to do in ham radio. And so I'm super excited to show this to you guys. And I am starting this video off with, I want your feedback. I know that there are so many of you out there who are much more experienced field operators and POTA operators than me. So I would love your input on this pack. Let me know what I'm missing. Let me know what you think I should add. Let me know if you think there's anything I should change out. But guys, check out this pack. I'm super excited about it. I've got everything in here I need except for my power supply, which is going to be an ammo can battery. But besides that, guys, check this out. Let me know what you think. I'm going to get the camera turned around and show you this pack. All right, guys, so I'm really excited about this. Basically, what precipitated this was I was at TARCFest. The Tampa Amateur Radio Club has a little festival that they put on a couple times a year, and they had this Icom bag. Well, somebody there had this Icom bag, and I was super excited about it. And it holds an Icom 706 Mark IIG, which is what I have in here. But I'm going to get some stuff out of the way first. I'm going to basically go over what I've got here. So first of all, you know, what I have is, let me just go ahead and clip this here, is I have a POTA 20, right? This is their Explorer 20 extendable mast, right? And right here in this little bag I got off Amazon is a Spool Tenna Ultra, right? So there we go. So I've got the mast, I've got the antenna, right? For my HF, that's an end-fed half wave, 40, 20, 15, and 10. I've got that clipped right in. It's Molly. I've also added some of these little S-clips here, right? Just extra things. If I want to clip the wire into the mast, I can use those S-clips. And then this right here is an arborist throw line, right? So what I have in here is just a spool of arborist line, right? And that is really slick. So it's better than paracord because it slides over the branches. Paracord kind of gets hung up. This is really slick wire. So I can throw this, I have a throw, and I can throw this up in a tree, right? So if I want to hang my antenna, you know, if I want to do that instead of the mast, or I want to hang my VHF antenna, which I'm going to get to in a second, right? I can do that with the throw line. If I go in here, right, you're going to see this is my coax. This is ABR Industries. I've already got my PL259 to BNC connector on one side, right? That is for the coax for the spool antenna, right? And then in the bottom here, I have a couple of extra like these little twist tie things. And oh, I got one more, or oops, I got two more in there. And then this is my little throw weight for that arbor line, right? So it's a little 1 pound throw weight. Toss that over any branch and you are good to go. So that's that pocket, right? Over here, I have from the Laser Ham, this is his dual band 2 meter, 70 centimeter antenna, and I really like this little setup, and it's very flexible. It's pretty impervious to weather. It's got a BMC. I'm going to do a full video on this, guys, so be sure to check that out if you're not familiar with it. Or guys, up in the corner up there, I will do the video of my interview with George at RARS Fest. So be sure to check that out. But basically, the idea is hang this in the tree for VHF, UHF, use the mast with the spool antenna for my HF use. Now, if I go to the main pocket, right, I'm going to turn this around here a little bit. And so in here, if we go into the main pocket, you're going to see the Icom 706 Mark II-G. Right, there it is. I'll lay that down. And then right here is my Messi and Poloni, and I think this is the HyperFlex 5, and this is the coax I'm using for VHF, UHF. If you look at the specs, Messi and Poloni seems to have the best specs on loss for VHF and UHF when it comes to cable diameter. So I was really impressed with the specs on this. I think this is a 25-foot run. And then, of course, I already have my conversion to BNC on the one side for the laser ham dual band antenna. So right here, I've got the radio. I've got the coax for VHF, UHF. I'm going to go ahead and close this back up. And then on the pocket sides, I have one side is the power cord and the other side is the speaker mic. So let me just get that zipped up and I'll show you that. So right here on this side is the speaker mic, right? And so that's that side, and then over here is the power cord, right? And so I've got Anderson connectors, so I can easily connect that into any of my 12-volt power sources that I have, right? Whether that is a power supply here at the house or any of my lithium battery options, which I have lots. So guys, that is this Icom Go Kit. Now, the other thing that I do want to show is that Icom has built in its own little rain poncho here. So this is actually a rain poncho for the bag, which is pretty cool. And so it fits over, go ahead and open it up here. And I might have to pull off the stuff that's, yeah, I do. But basically, I just wanted to show this real quick. You can cover this bag with a rain poncho, and it'll keep everything dry with the Icom logo. So that's pretty cool. And of course, I'd have to pull off the mast and the laser ham antenna to get it to cover everything. But that is super cool. And guys, it is a really, really comfortable bag to carry. I was really, really impressed with it. It's not very heavy at all. And considering, you know, all the stuff that I've got, including that 1 pound weight to throw, but I figured I wanted a 1 pounder because, you know, I get stuff hung up in trees all the time. So I might end up ordering a lighter weight version of this, but I'm going to test this one in the field for a while. But bottom line is, guys, is, you know, radio gear is not light in general. So, you know, figuring out what works for you is definitely, you know, I think, you know, an important thing. So I'm going to give this pack some tests to see, you know, how well I like it. I'm going to be going on an 8-week road trip all around the country, staying in state and national forests and parks and all kinds of stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot of POTA activations on that trip. I'm going to try to activate every park I'm in and at least get 10 contacts in every park I'm in. So be sure to look for me on the air, guys, when I go do that. But this is the radio kit I'm going to take. I'm actually going to take 2 because I definitely want redundancy. But I'm going to try this one out, probably powered with just a 100 amp hour battery because that's what I've got right now. But what I want to do is to match this, I want to build an ammo can battery kit so that I can easily carry an ammo can battery, maybe like a 20 or 30 amp hour battery with this kit and operate that way. So guys, the last thing I want to do is I want to show you how it fits, right? So here it is, right? Let me move the camera down here a little bit. Kind of show you how it looks here. But, you know, I can't see the camera, but I'm assuming you guys can see, you know, very easy. I can carry everything that I need and it is ready to go, right? So, oh, one thing that I ought to say is that on the mast, right, the pack does not have big enough little Velcro ties, right? So I had to use the rubber tie wraps to hold the mast on. But one of the great things about those rubber tie wraps is that they grip the tube of the mast really well. So it is not coming out of there the way I have it wrapped unless I go ahead and take it off. So let me just show you that real quick, because it is, you know, a good way to go, right? If I just bring this up here, like if I'm yanking on that, that is not coming off. I have to go ahead and untwist those. But then I also have them so that when I want to attach the mast to something, anything, I already have them and they're there and they're ready to go. Now, a couple of things that I could add to this pack, but I generally carry on me in other ways, is like a multi-tool and a flashlight and those kind of things. I usually already have that stuff on me. I have stuff that I carry just for everyday carry, right? And so I typically have like a multi-tool or a Swiss Army knife. I typically have some ability to make fire, and I typically have some kind of light. So I didn't add that to this pack because, well, I just didn't. The one other thing that I want to figure out how to do, and I think what I'm going to do is just get a little protective sleeve, and I'm going to slide my iPad or my tablet into this bag so that I can log when I'm operating. You know, so adding my tablet to this is something that I need to do. And then I will probably add a charging cord for the tablet, maybe some kind of adapter to go from Anderson's to, well, I guess my tablet is Lightning. So, you know, something like that is something that I could consider adding to this. But again, I typically have all of that stuff already. I have the ability to charge it in every vehicle I have, and also my camper. So I probably don't need that, but I do need a sleeve to put my tablet in so that my tablet can stay in here and be ready to go in this pack. But guys, let me know what you think. I would love to hear what you think about this pack. What am I missing? What would you change? Let me know what you think. Is this a good use of the old Icom 706 Mark II-G? I think so. I'm super excited to get this radio on the air, guys. I have wanted an Icom 706 Mark II-G for years and years and years, and then I finally talked a buddy into selling me one, and he did. Basically because I bought this bag, and I said, hey, I got this bag. Now I need a radio to go in it, and you have an extra one, and you need to sell it to me. And basically his wife agreed and said, yeah, you have too many radios. So what you need to do, pro tip, find yourself a friend who has too many ham radios and a wife that wants him to get rid of some, and then be a friend and help that buddy out. That is the tip of the day here on Comments by Kemp Outside. Guys, let me know what you think of this pack. I would love to hear from you. Drop something in the comments below. You can also connect with me on my other social media. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and X, or my website at kempoutside.com. So guys, I'm really trying to grow my Facebook page and my Instagram page. So if you like interacting on those social media channels, be sure to click the links below and connect with me over there. I'm trying to do a little bit more stuff, maybe some more stuff that's more as it's happening than just long form content video here on YouTube, which I shoot and then I edit and it comes out a week or two later. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing kind of in real time, Instagram and Facebook is the place to be. So I would love to connect with you over there. Guys, let me know what you think about this. I'm Kevin. This is Comms by Kemp Outside. We're your inside source for outdoor comms. I hope to hear you on the air next time I'm doing a POTA. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you outside.